Hola, mi Bisshhh'ss. How's everybody doing today? We are doing a gel method ombre with Kara Sky Cover Acrylic Rose Water. It's their all-in-one powder, and a Revel Julep. And of course, Mani Boss 2-in-1 gel. Now, we have a few different things going on with this Mani, as per usual, because I can never just, have a simple situation going on. So, what we are going to do is on my ring finger, I am going to be just doing this rose water color. It's going to be my accent nail, one of my accent nails. You'll see. So I am just going to put on my thin layer of gel. While it's still wet, I'm going to pour over the powder, and then I am going to cure in my light for 1 minute. And then I am going to do the same thing for a second layer. But I am not going to show you my second layer because this video was already really long and I didn't even end up leaving my nail like this. So, there's no point. So that is with 2 layers of that rose water acrylic. That's what it looks like. And now I'm going in on the rest of my nails, and I'm going to do all of my nails at the same time to save some time, not just do one, but all of them. So I am going to be putting on the gel, and then I'm going to cure, like flash cure this. So I'm trying to do the scrub ombre method with the gel. But one thing you will need to take into consideration is what type of gel you are using for your gel method mani. Are you using a 2-in-1 or are you using gel base? Because for my first layer, I put this in the lamp for 15 seconds. Well, I think it was 10 seconds. I put it in there for 10 seconds, and that was still too long because you can see the gel was already pretty cured, and the powder wasn't really sticking to it. It was staining the gel, but it just wasn't doing enough. So then I thought about it, and I was like, oh, well, I'm not using a regular gel base that's going to stay tacky. So that's my first problem. Second problem, because it's a 2-in-1 gel, there is no tacky layer and everything. So as I'm curing it, that tacky layer is going away, so nothing's going to stick to it. So I decided for my second layer, so first of all, after I tapped all of this powder in, I did put my hand back in the light and cured it for a full minute just to make sure that gel was fully cured. Now for my second layer, I am going to apply the gel, and then I'm only sticking it in my light literally for 5 seconds. And I just counted. I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pull it out. I did not want it in there too long because then my tacky layer would be gone and I would have the same problem again where we would just lightly be staining the gel and not really getting any good pigment into it. So this was my first layer. This is what it looked like. You can tell there's hardly anything done to it. There's a tinge of color to it. So I'm going to apply my second layer And we are going to do this. I'm only going to show you this one nail, but I did apply gel to all of them. You know, that they all got it. But I did this, put my gel on again, 5 seconds. I just in and out of the light is like really quick, and you can already tell a difference. The powder is sticking better. We've got more happening on this layer. So I am just doing this in my ombre. I'm just tapping that color in on my free edge, and then the cover acrylic at the cuticle to the middle of my nail, and that's where I'm getting that ombre from. I'm just using my color switch, same brush, and we're just cleaning the brush off and then going into our second color and doing our cuticle. And this was my second layer of this. You can tell we're already getting good pigment. I did, however, want more pigment at my free edge of that mint blue green color. I can't even tell you guys really what color this is. It's just really pretty. It's so pretty. And anyways, so I'm going to go in again, another layer of my gel, and then while it's still wet, before I cure this layer I'm not going to put it in the light at all. I'm just going to put this layer of gel on, and then I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to just sprinkle some of that powder at the free edge, just trying to get more of that pigment there so it'll be a little bit more pop of color. I didn't want it so subtle. I mean, I wanted it subtle, but not that subtle. So while it was still wet, I did it this way. I'm going to stick it in the light. I did this on all of my fingernails. I'm only going to show you this one. I did it on all of them. I'm going to stick it in the light again, 5 seconds. And then I'm going to use what powder is left over on the free edge of my nail from when I did it and just kind of tap it in there to my nail a little bit better. And then I'm going to scrub the cover acrylic on top. I liked the softness of the color acrylic. It was the green that I wanted more of a pop of. So that's why I only did that one while the gel was still wet and sprinkled it on. And again, once this is done, I am going to go back in the light for a full minute because I'm wanting to make sure that that gel is cured. And here is what we got. So you can see that my ring finger is lighter. That is because I peeled off that nail that I had on, reapplied it, and what I did instead while I was off camera, I'm sorry I didn't record it. I don't know. What I did was pretty much the exact same method I did on the rest of the nails. Instead of pouring the powder directly over it, I cured for a couple of seconds and then tapped or scrubbed in that cover acrylic twice. I did 2 layers of it like that, and it came out more sheer and more of the color that it was on the rest of my nails instead of being so opaque, which I liked a lot better. So now I am putting on a layer of gel, and this is going to be my clear cap, and then I will file and buff. And then we'll we'll top coat again, and that will be our top coat that stays. And then we'll get into some art. I usually only do 1 layer of gel before I file. If you are a heavy filer, do 2 coats. So you'll want to go in with your layer, put it in the light, and then go in with another layer like that. Now, you can do gel base, cure it, and then go in with gel top, cure it, and that can be your clear cap, and you can go on and file and buff. Or you can do just gel base and then take alcohol and wipe the tacky layer off. Completely up to you. But if you are a heavy filer, I would suggest doing 2 coats, 2 layers. And I'm just using my little guy here to help clean up my cuticles and keep my nails clean. Now, because it's going to be the same process over again, just after I'm done filing, I am leaving out my actual top coat part. And what I did after I top coated, though, was I did buff my middle and ring finger because I wanted a more matte look on those ones. And I don't know why I didn't just use the matte gel polish, but I didn't. I just buffed them. And yes, there was still, you could tell some, buffing had happened. It wasn't a smooth surface, but it didn't bother me, and because I knew I was going to be covering it up anyways with what I'm fixing to do now. So I've got my monomer in my little dapping dish, and what I like to do is just first, before I start, mess around with the brush and the liquids and the powder and get a feel for it. So that's why that first bead I just dipped in there, seen what was going on, and wiped it directly off on the paper towel so I could get a feel for consistency and that kind of thing. So now I am just taking a little bead and putting it on my nail, and then I'm kind of creating like a C or half moon shape, and then flattening it out a little bit, more at the center. And this is going to be a petal. And then I am just going to do this again across from that one and then I'll just keep doing that until I get a whole flower. Now, I did this on my middle finger as well, but I'm only going to show you my ring finger. And the reason for that is really... Sorry, my son came in. Anyways, the reason that I did not... I'm not going to show you my middle finger. I did the flower, and then I didn't like it, and I ended up filing it off, which you can do. I used my e-file. I filed off the flower. I redid it. But for whatever reason, I could not get that flower to work. I had my finger all up in my face. I had it I was moving around trying to just get the positioning of my hand right. And the flower, which you will see at the end, it came out flatter than I wanted it to. And it came out flat the first time, and I thought, okay, I'll file it off. I'll do it again. And it came out even flatter the second time. So, yeah, I was just having problems with that one. So, anyways, I am just keep going with my little petals here. Now I'm connecting the 2 first petals I did with the side petals. And I am going to be putting some petals falling down my fingernail. And it's the same process. All of it is the same process. Why I couldn't get the process right on my middle finger, I have no idea. It was just that finger was not working with me on this day that I did this mani. I've had this mani on for a week now, and I love it. See, there's my little messed up flower that I will be filing off. And then you'll see the second flower at the end that is even worse. But I left it alone. I was like, oh, forget it. You know what? Just, it can't always be perfect. So I have to remind myself that, because I am a perfectionist in some and most cases of artsy stuff. So I just have to remind myself that it will be okay to not have it look just freaking, you know, 100% divine. I'm like, it's okay to not be perfect, even on your nails. So anyways, here I'm just finishing up that one now. I'm doing my little petals. And now I'm going to put in the center of my flower, which I'm using these little rhinestones. Just kidding, I'm going to do one more petal. But all I'm doing for those rhinestones is I'm taking my brush, and since it's still a little wet, I'm just dipping it into the rhinestone thing just to get one. I'm going to lay it out on my little armrest here. I'm going to take a very, very, very tiny bead of acrylic, put it right in the center, pick up my rhinestone, put it on that bead of acrylic, and then just press it into there. And as the acrylic dries, it will keep the rhinestone on. And so there's those. And I did my thumb too. I did one in the corner. And this was my mani, guys. I hope you liked this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye, Bisshhh'ss.